Hi everyone, it's Tracy from Becoming Temperance. It has been a while since I made a video, but Liz over at West Star Tarot reached out to me on Instagram and basically tagged me to do this Tarot Tribe tag. And I hadn't done my hair, made my face for about 3.5 weeks, so I thought, it's about time I did that. And I got on video and made a video. And I saw where Lisa at Supportive Tarot and Julie over at Peekaboo Rose had been doing a little bit of a let's have some fun with makeup thing. So I decided to do the same, and I put on way more makeup than I normally wear. It's a little overdone. I think so. But it was fun to put some makeup on and make my face and do my hair, so that's great. And I'm going to answer these, I believe it's 16 questions. I've got them on a notepad here. 16 questions for the Tarot Tribe tag that was started by V Love and Crystals, Tarot Tribe Oracle, and Tarot Magician. So question 1, how did you get into tarot or oracle? And for me, tarot came through Wicca, probably about, 15 years ago. I started exploring alternate spiritual paths. And Wicca, of course, is, one of the bigger alternate spiritual paths. I came into Wicca, I started practicing Wicca a little bit. It didn't really stick, but the tarot kind of stuck. And after a while, I dropped the Wicca and I dropped the tarot too, because I really thought the only way to read tarot was to read it predictively. And I kept getting the Tower card, and it was just, so I let it go. And then about 10 years after that, which has been about 5 years ago, for some reason I just was drawn back to tarot again. I think I saw a tarot card on a television show and remembered that I hadn't gotten rid of all my tarot decks, and put my foot back into tarot again, learning that I could read tarot for myself in a spiritual way that wasn't predictive, and I've been reading tarot for myself ever since. Question 2, are you drawn to oracle or tarot more, and why? Well, normally I would answer that question. Up until a month ago, I would have answered that question tarot, just tarot. I'm more drawn to tarot. But as we have fallen into some more difficult times, I'm finding myself more drawn to my oracle decks. I find that they give me the support that I'm really needing during these difficult times. So I'm really enjoying working and pulling cards with my oracle decks now. But it's probably 50-50. I still love my tarot and I'm still reading my tarot. So, number 3, if you could create your own deck, what would it be? I don't know. I don't have a perfect deck or an art style or a theme that I particularly want to see. I like all kinds of decks. I do like Rider-Waite-Smith decks. I like when they add a little extra to the conversation by switching up the imagery and not just cloning it, but I think there are lots of really great decks out there, and I don't think there's any need for me to create another one. So there you go. 4, show us your first deck, whether it's tarot or oracle or one of each. I have no idea what my first oracle deck was, because I started doing oracle 6-9 months a year into doing tarot, and I just don't know what I picked up first. For tarot, it is also a little iffy about exactly which one I picked up first. It might have been the Gilded Tarot, or it might have been this tarot kit that you can still find it. I don't even remember the name of it, but it comes with a little Rider-Waite deck and a little Thoth deck, and it could have been that one. But and I don't have either of those decks anymore. I used them for craft projects and bookmarks and stuff like that. So sorry, there's a question down here later on about which tarot deck you learned with, and I'll show you the one that I kind of consider the one I learned with when we get there. So anyway, 5, show us your recent deck, oracle, tarot, and recent crystal. Why were they calling to you? I've got a few that were fairly recent. I haven't been buying as many decks as I did, say, in the past 4 years, and it's been very good for me. I've been doing an inadvertent depth year. I was kind of expecting it. I have enough decks. I have all the decks that I need to read for myself. But my most recent decks for tarot would be, the most recent one I bought is Le Metamorphoses du Jour. This is the Tarotco Studios deck that uses the artwork of J.J. Granville. So yeah, and I've really enjoyed working with this deck. It's a great deck. And then I also, about the same time, got in a trade The Carnival at the End of the World, which I surprisingly find a really fabulous deck for me to read with intuitively. I really like it. And Oracle decks, my most recent two would be, this is the New Orleans Tarot, and I have a very strong connection with the city of New Orleans. Other than where I live, South Carolina, the low country, the coast there, this is the place I've been the most and I feel the most connected to. I haven't actually worked with this deck yet. I actually found it at my local metaphysical shop. And then this one that I'm loving more than I expected is the Earth Power Oracle. And this is Stacy DeMarco and Jimmy Manton does the artwork. And it's a lovely deck. I've been doing some intentional pulls from this one recently, and not all the cards are what the messages that I need right now, but a lot of them are. So I really like this deck. Crystal, I can't tell you what my most recent crystal purchase was. I have a number of crystals, but I don't know which one was the most recent, and they're all very special and lovely, and I really like clear quartz best, and here's an example of a lovely, just a point of clear quartz that I keep on my reading space all the time. So there's the crystals. If you could share a tip with someone learning, this is number 6, if you could share a tip with someone learning tarot for the first time, what would it be? Don't take it so seriously and have fun. You know, don't worry so much about getting it right. Just play with it and have fun. 7, first tarot tuber you followed. I think I've talked about this before. I found the tarot tube community through Kelly Bear when she did the top 5 decks I couldn't live without the first time around. Sorry. And I think she might have couched it as, what if your house was on fire, what 5 decks would you pull? That's how I found the tarot tube community, was through Kelly Bear. Number 8, what was life before tarot or the holistic path for you? Where did you come from? I was raised Christian and stopped going to church when I was in college and never really thought about it when I was in my 30s and 40s, early 40s. And then when I was in my mid 40s, I started searching again and ended up with Wicca and tarot and kind of the spiritual path that I'm on now. Number 9, favorite go-to spread, top 3. I only have one go-to spread. It's my no-show, grow, and let go. I've talked about this spread before, but know, what do you need to know right now? Show, what do you need to actually exhibit to the world right now? Grow, what do you need to increase right now? And then let go, what do you need to release right now? So that's what I use for my weekly spread. Number 10, most anticipated deck of 2020. Well, I only have one deck on pre-order right now, and that's the Baba Studios Fantastical Menagerie deck, J.J. Granville artwork. I was thrilled to hear that they were reprinting that one, and I've got it on pre-order, and I'm looking forward to getting that sometime in the fall, probably. What's number 11? What's in your tarot wish list? Well, actually, right now I don't have anything in my tarot wish list. I don't. I've got enough decks. I've got enough out of print decks. I've got enough decks that I use on a regular basis. I've got enough decks. Not to say that I won't change my mind tomorrow. Number 12. What were your impressions, fears about tarot? When I first picked it up, I thought of it as fortune telling. That was my first impression, and that stuck around for a while. The only real fear I have had about tarot is not about using the cards themselves. It's about letting people in the area where I live and people I work with know that I read tarot, because where I live, you could easily be judged for that kind of behavior, and suddenly you're not getting the interesting assignments at work anymore because people think you're weird and they don't really trust you. So in this heavily Christian Baptist area where I live, I still have a little bit of fear around letting people around me know that I read tarot. Okay, number 13. Would you like to start reading tarot? And if no, explain what's stopping you from reading tarot. Well, obviously, I read tarot for myself. I don't really have a desire to read tarot for other people, if that's what they meant by this, but yeah. Number 14. Have you ever gotten a reading from another reader, and what were your feelings towards it? I have gotten a few readings from other readers. I have gotten one in person and a couple through, mail and video. The thing about me getting readings from other people is I haven't ever really gotten a reading where I was just awed by, they were all fine, but none of them really spoke to me. None of them really touched me deep down. Whereas some of the readings I've done for myself have done that. My experience with these other readers has been, okay at best. So I'm not running out getting readings from other readers a lot, because the readings I do for myself seem to be a little bit more insightful to me. Anyway, let's move on from that. Ugh, gosh, my nose itches. It's allergy season here. 15. What kinds of vibes do you like to feel when you get a reading? Well, I like to feel grounded and safe and really at ease and comfortable. And it does turn out that it was I'm kind of backtracking and I'm not editing this to put it where it belongs, but with question 4 it said, show us your first tarot deck, whether it's tarot or oracle or one of each. Which was the first you learned with? Well, the first one I learned with was this Charmin Castelli beginner's tarot deck that I really can't stand the way it looks anymore. But when I first started looking at tarot decks, I really didn't like Pixie's artwork, where I really appreciate it now, and I was looking for something else. This is the one I really started learning with. And then the last question is to tag the next YouTuber. I've seen a lot of people do this, so I'm not going to pick up a specific YouTuber and say, can you do this tag, please? So anybody who hasn't done this tag, please feel free to do this tag and consider that you were tagged by me. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a fabulous and safe day.